Today, I want to give you a battle cry for our purpose of our prayer and fasting, and that is to pursue Jesus and to reach others. Now, I know I use the word battle cry. The first time I ever read about that statement was reading in Texas history as a young man. I read about the Battle of San Jacinto when the Texas Army was hiding in tall grass, waiting for Santa Anna and his troops to go by, and that they would burst out of that tall grass with this statement, this battle cry about the Alamo, which were 180 men held off, 2,000 of Santa Anna's finest soldiers, and for 13 days. And so when they came out of that tall grass, the battle only lasted 13 minutes. I believe because of the battle cry that they cried. They said, "Remember the Alamo. Remember what those men did. Remember what's been given to you, and you have to seize the moment." And as we enter this time of prayer, I want us to think about what God has really put into our hands. Our church has gone through a very difficult time, one of maybe the worst moments of the church history when we went through our church fire. Though it's been terrible, maybe this might be the catalyst for one of the greatest revivals for our church. And maybe it's a refocusing for us, not a maybe, I really know that it is, to really focus on Jesus Christ and to focus on others. That's what he spoke to me when we came out of the midst of all this trial, as I began to pray and seek God, which we did, all of us did quite a bit. God began to speak to me about pursuing him and reaching others. Others is the heartbeat of our God. It's why he went and died on a cross for us. This is why he has sacrificed so very much, is he loves others. Through the ministry of Jesus Christ, you see this over and over. It's the reason of everything he did, everywhere he went, was to help, to serve, to love, to heal others. It is the calling card of Jesus Christ. And when you start talking about him, you have to talk about his ministry and what he did for others. One of the stories that I love deeply in the life and ministry of Jesus Christ is when he's ministering and this multitude comes around him. He looks to his disciples and he says, "Pray that the Lord of the harvest would send laborers. Pray that the Lord of the harvest would send laborers into the harvest," because he's seeing all the needs of the people. He said, "For they are like sheep without a shepherd." Now, he didn't say that just so they would have a new prayer in their prayer life. He's saying this so that they may be called to action to be shepherds over God's sheep. This is what is important because these men are going to have the keys to the kingdom. So they need to have the passion of the kingdom. They need to have the burden of the kingdom, which is for other people. This is why he warns them. So if they're going to have great power, they have to have this place of honoring the desire of their God. And this is what he really wants from them. This is why he tells them later, he warns them of the leaven of the Pharisees and of Herod, to have great power from God, but not have the purpose of God. This is why when I pray for our church, I know God is going to work all things for our good to them that love him and are the called according to his purpose, meaning to love him, but also to love his purpose and to be called to it. Pursuing Jesus, reaching others. Others is what he cares about. As we take this time to fast, I want to read you a scripture about fasting. Now, it's not about starving yourself to death. Um, it's not about how much food we cut out, not just about how much media we keep ourselves from, but it's the fast that the Lord desires. This is what he has chosen for us when we fast. This is what means so much to him. It is found in Isaiah 58 and verse 6. It says, "Is this not the fast that I have chosen, to loose the bonds of the wicked, to undo the heavy burdens, to let the oppressed go free, and that you break every yoke off of others? Is it not to share your bread with the hungry, and that you bring to your house the poor who are cast out? When you see the naked, that you cover him, and not hide yourself from your own flesh." Humanity, we are humans, and not to hide ourselves from other people that are hurting. Verse 8 says, "Then your light shall break forth like the morning." Your healing shall spring forth speedily. Your righteousness shall go before you. The glory of the Lord shall be your rear guard. And when you shall call, the Lord will answer. When you shall cry, he will say, Here I am. In other words, if you have my passion and my burden, you will hear my voice. I will answer the prayers of those who are burdened with others and care for others around us. It is the desire of the Lord that we get this burden for to care and to love and to serve others. So while we are fasting and we are denying ourselves of food, please don't deny yourself of the will and purpose of God. Pause and every day find someone to serve, someone to help. We're trying to grow our church, of course. Invite people to the house of God. Stop in the middle of the store and you're seeing a need, help with that need. Pause and pray for someone. Don't say, when I get home, I'm going to pray. You can pray for them right there, right in their need, right in their situation. And God is going to minister and help them because He needs someone to stand in the gap for others. I believe this is our call. I believe this is our purpose. And God is going to help us do great things as we serve others. I love you. I pray that God is blessing you in this time of prayer and fasting. And I want to strengthen your resilience to hear the voice of God, to follow the voice of God, and to serve others. We love you and appreciate you.